The Fever break their 3-game losing streak and take down the Washington Mystics in tonight's game. Oh, and Aari McDonald, I would like to cordially welcome you to the Indiana Fever. Or is cordially just for invites? Anyway, welcome to the Fever. Okay, so all eyes tonight were on Aari McDonald because the Indiana Fever backcourt has been struggling since Caitlin Clark has been sidelined. And Aari McDonald did not disappoint. I am telling you, she had one day to practice with this team, and she walked out there. She came out off the bench. She got 7 points. She got 5 assists. She got 3 steals, count them, 3 steals, and this two-way player was impressive. Now, coming away with 7 points doesn't sound impressive, but she was just facilitating. I think that seeing the lack of playmaking in the game since Caitlin Clark has been gone has been eye-opening, and seeing someone come in, especially someone come in after one practice session with the team and do as well as she did on the defensive end, on the offensive end, was such a glimmer of hope to an Indiana Fever team who has been on a 3-game losing streak. And this actually notches the first win since Caitlin Clark has been out with injury. And let's not forget about the other players on the team, because this was such a collective effort. I mean, Kelsey Mitchell. Kelsey Mitchell is out of her shooting slump, and she notched 24 points for the evening. And I think the thing that was making Kelsey Mitchell so off, I mean, there's a lot of the pressure of how the Indiana Fever have to perform without Caitlin Clark. I'm sure that kind of got to her because she is, known as such a big scorer on the team. And so I feel like maybe she felt that she was maybe she got into her head. Maybe she felt that, she was responsible for a lot of the points. But I also do sort of think that putting any sort of playmaking in her hands was a tall order for Kelsey Mitchell. What Kelsey Mitchell does is she spots up at the wing. She has a quick release to get her shots off. Kelsey Mitchell cuts back door. Kelsey Mitchell is quick off the dribble. So asking Kelsey Mitchell for some playmaking might have been a little too much and just kind of gotten her out of form. And there have been a lot of people asking to get rid of Kelsey Mitchell. So this was a Kelsey Mitchell redemption game. I don't know. Lexie Hull, who I've been calling leg sleeve Hull since she started donning a leg sleeve. Lexie Hull, she did Lexie Hull things. She was awesome. I think she's in contention possibly for most improved player. Thoughts? And Lexie Hull almost stuffed that stat sheet. She came away with 14 points, 4 assists, a steal, 6 rebounds, just 0 blocks. And DeWanna Bonner, she came away with 9 points. She had an assist, she had 2 rebounds, but there was something about her game that really I wasn't really vibing with. I think that she's still in her head. I think she hesitates a lot on making decisions. I don't know if it's a confidence thing, but I do think that she also kind of is a little slow on the court. And I do want to see her decision making a little more just confident. Natasha Howard, still not super impressed. Aaliyah Boston, she came away with 10 points, and she actually only had 1 rebound. How crazy is that for Aaliyah Boston? She still pulled off a pretty solid performance, though. Sid Colson gets a bloody nose, right in the beginning of the game, which is why we saw Aari McDonald, come right on in, right in the beginning of the game. And you know what? I didn't mind Sydney Colson's performance tonight. I thought it was pretty solid. She was in for 16 minutes. She came away with 7 points, and she had 3 assists, and she had a block. Little Sid Colson had a block. One of my favorite performances of the evening, though, was Damiris Dantas. And she only notched 8 points, but the screen she was setting really opened up. I forgot who it was. There were some screens she was setting that were opening up, I think, Lexie Hull for points. She had 4 rebounds. She had a steal. I really really just loved Amir's Dantas. As a matter of fact, she was a +9 on the court. The only people that were above her were actually Kelsey Mitchell, obviously, and Lexie Hull was a +19 on the court. Mikayla Timpson still has not seen the hardwood. Really would love to see her in for just a few minutes. Just want to see what she can do. I was actually quite nervous because the Indiana Fever had a 14-point lead to the Washington Mystics, and I was thinking, hey, let's see what Mikayla Timpson can do. And then they almost blew their lead, the Washington Mystics came within 1 point, and in the fourth quarter, the Indiana Fever took forever to get a bucket. And of course, putting all of us on the edges of our seat. I mean, there were genuinely moments where I thought, oh my God, the Indiana Fever are gonna blow it again. This is like so crazy. What the heck? Everyone was in foul trouble. Aaliyah was in foul trouble. Dantas was in foul trouble. I mean, and everybody kept fouling. Sykes went to the line a bunch, which is not a shocker at all. And honestly, Brittany Sykes did really heat up in the second half after literally scoring every single one of her points at the line in the first half. But, you know, I want to go over what the Washington Mystics did, but it's getting kind of late, so I will just highlight a few of the fun little moments that happened from the Indiana Fever game, like, oh, this moment when Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston just, So I actually can't remember when this moment happened. I'm sure like somebody in the comments like might remind me, but it was really funny what happened and it's going viral. Everybody's obsessed with this. I'm obsessed with this. I mean, they really sold it, and like Sid in the background with her nose like all plugged up. Oh, and fun fact about Aari McDonald. This comes from Fever Stats, like love Fever Stats. Aari McDonald is now top 10 this season in offensive fouls drawn. She has played 1 game. Is this like actually the player that the Fever have been needing? I mean, 5'6", Aari McDonald? I mean, you gotta know that Bree Turner's like shaking in her boots, because Bree Turner is not on a protected contract. Her contract is over $80K, so she would free up space. Aari is signed for $51K because it's kind of like prorated for the rest of the season. And tonight, just taking a look at Bree Turner's stats, though she did only play 2 minutes, she came away with a 000. Anyway, I have to get to bed, but I wanted to get something out for you guys because I just needed to talk about Aari McDonald and just like how exciting she was in tonight's game. Now, can she keep this up? I don't know. But I did see this really funny post, essentially thanking Caitlin Clark for her time with the Indiana Fever in like a mock wave post, as in she was waived from the team because Aari McDonald is so good. She is quite the fan favorite at the moment. But I'll just leave you with the glowing praises to Aari McDonald from the Indiana Fever locker room.
Aari, hell of a job. Awesome. You came in, you impacted the ball game, you settled us down, you were aggressive, your defense set the tone. Hell of a job.